I have done my fair share of reaction videos, but I have never done one quite like this. Hi friends, it's Lala. Today I'm doing another reacting to my own videos video. This one's a little different because it's videos that you've never seen and videos that I had completely forgotten even existed until I was scrolling through my old channel for some reason, which has been private for years, and I saw book videos. And I had completely forgotten that I had started doing bookish videos before Booktube. From my memory, I did this one video called like the book buying habits tag. I used to have a mommy lifestyle type channel and I was running out of content ideas. So I would just do these monthly like favorites videos where I would talk about a book once in a while. I was just starting to read again after like being pregnant and having a baby and 3 to 4 years of absolutely no reading. And I would do these favorites videos and sometimes I would talk about books. And then from what I recall, I did a tag once that was like the book buying tag because again, couldn't figure out content and just was doing every random tag because I didn't know what to do with my channel now that I didn't have a baby anymore. And then on that book buying tag, I remember a comment saying you should join Booktube. And then I joined Booktube and got introduced to this whole world. But then I was scrolling through my channel and there are book videos. There are like 2 to 3 like what I read this month videos. And I don't remember making those at all. I didn't remember making book content before Booktube. Soon after that, I did make an announcement video that I can see saying I'm starting a new channel, see you later. But yeah, there are a couple of videos, not even with my face, just with a bunch of book covers saying recently read books. Okay, I just found the book buying tag, the only bookish video that I remember existing on this channel, and that was in February. So I made that video. I guess I remember somebody, I'll have to make it public again to read the comments, which sucks. But I guess I made that and then somebody said join Booktube and then I tried to make 3 bookish videos and then I was like, okay, let's make a whole new channel. So unless you were one of like the 1,000 people watching my channel at this point, you've definitely never seen this. I've never seen this. Should we watch the book buying tag first? 18 comments on here. We're just gonna watch them. I have absolutely no plan. I'm just gonna, I don't know, end up making fun of myself. Maybe I can comment on like if I feel the same about these books or how my book buying habits have changed. This might end up turning into 2 videos. Depending on how the book buying tag goes and the things that I wanna talk about, I might make a whole separate one watching my book videos. Okay. Hi guys, so today is the day I should be filming my favorites video for the month, but I have nothing to talk about that I haven't talked about probably last month or the month before, so I'm gonna do a different video instead. I love reading. I've always loved reading. I love writing. You love writing? I love books, and I've spent most of the winter reading a lot. So I thought I would do this book buying tag. I saw Miss Diaper D do it. Miss Diaper D. Oh my god, that really goes to show like what my channel was at this time. A little while back, and I thought it was cute. So I'm going to do it. Maybe I should have done like just a book tag, like favorite books, or I saw the literary dinner party or whatever tag going around where you talk about characters from your books. If there's any other book related tags going around, please tell me about them in the comments. Little did you know, there was an entire community. She had no clue. Below, like, where I can just talk about my favorite books or favorite characters or stuff like that. I guess I could just list my favorite books, but I don't know. Let me know if there's a tag like that. Okay, so the first question is, where do you buy your books from? So nowadays, I buy my books from Value Village, Book Outlet, and Chapters. What was my answer 5 years ago? I buy my books from bargain stores, Value Village, Salvation Army. There's this one place called the Bargain Bin that I have been going to since I was like 7 years old with my mom.
I've been there so long.
And then Chapters. That's like the main bookstore here. I think that most people go to. There's a
the biggest chain bookstore. I would go, like, honestly, I would go support my indie bookstores more, but I am not going to spend an hour trying to find parking downtown and then walking half an hour to get to the bookstore because I couldn't find parking. Like, I don't have time for that.
Do you ever pre-order books? And if you do you do this in store or online?
Okay, so nowadays I almost exclusively pre-order. Like, I don't very often go online and just shop. I'm usually pre-ordering. I think my answer 5 years ago was very different.
I never pre-order books. I rarely buy books that have just come out. There's like a couple exceptions to that, but I haven't really pre-ordered them.
What a different life.
I actually prefer paperback to hardcover.
Still true.
So I'll usually like wait a while until that comes out.
Okay, this bitch also didn't realize that not every book came out in hardcover and then a year later came out in paperback. Like, that's a certain selection of books that do that.
I don't know. Most of the time I'm buying used books though. I love buying used books.
Still true.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever pre-ordered.
I just like new stuff.
On average, how many books do you buy a month?
Oh my god, I cannot wait to hear my answer to this. This was before, like, I had discovered Booktube. So it wasn't like I was bringing 30, 40 books in a month like I was in my first year on Booktube. Because I didn't even know, like, what I liked at this point. Like, I was just buying random stuff. So nowadays, it's between 20 and 30 books a month. No, 15 to 25 books a month, I would say. But only a third of those I probably, like, have bought.
Probably a couple. I don't go crazy buying books. If I'm at the thrift store, I'll pick 1 or 2 up. So how many books do I buy a month? Maybe like 1 or 2.
1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Who is she?
Do you use your local library?
I do use my local library, especially for Liam. I order at least 10 books a month for him, and for myself I use Overdrive, and not as my sole audiobook thing, but I do use Overdrive probably almost monthly. And honestly, like, I pick up probably 5 library books a month and maybe I read 1 of them and then I send the rest back, but I still feel like it's supporting my library. 5 years ago,
I don't. I did when I was younger. When I was a kid, we got books all the time.
And then your parents didn't pay for the, like, overdue books, and they didn't have, like, a thing at the library where you could only get to a certain total, so it was literally thousands of dollars and our credit was garbage.
Well, when I was in school, I used our school library obsessively. That's where I lived. I was there at breaks, after school, before school. It was like my home. I like to have books. I like to have shelves of books, and borrowing a book and having to give it back is really depressing.
That's a mood.
So that makes the next question not applicable. How many books can and do you borrow at a time?
I can get up to 100 books, I think, at one time. I've only done that once though. I did it once because I was making a video.
I love libraries. I think they are fantastic. I think it's really important for society to have them.
Good for you.
I think it's amazing, but I don't utilize mine right now. Number 7, how do you feel about charity shop or secondhand books?
Okay, well, I mean, I have 2 opinions about thrift store books. The thing about me is I can argue both sides of pretty much any topic. I think secondhand books are amazing. I think they are necessary. I think sharing literature and literacy is so important, and being able to get your hands on books when you don't have money to buy brand new books is super important. However, as publishing, I mean, continues to not be as successful over the years as far as physical books go, there is like a negative quality to having used bookstores, in that people who do have money to buy full price books still aren't, because there are used books available. So it is kind of negatively impacting
publishing. But you can argue that like people read those books, and even if they didn't pay for it, the amount that they're spreading it and advertising kind of makes up for it. Is that true? I don't know. What was my opinion then?
I guess I answered that too. I think it's fantastic getting secondhand books, trading books. Every single Christmas, we trade books with other families. So because Liam opens 25 books leading up to Christmas as kind of like Advent book thing, and so I think trading books is great. I think using other people's books is fantastic. Maybe it's not so good for like the stores and the authors because they're not like selling as many new books.
Look at me having an existential crisis. You know what? My opinion hasn't changed very much in 5 years. Like, I'm still the same bitch.
Do you keep your read and to be read piles together?
Absolutely not. I would never.
Like, so on the same bookshelf or not? I do. I totally do. It makes sense to keep them separate so you have a pile of ones you want to read soon, but I don't do that. They're just all intermingled on my bookshelves.
They are? How dare you? I mean, at that point I probably owned like 30 books, so it wasn't that crazy.
I only have one bookshelf and we move a lot, so anyway, what was the question? I keep them all together. They're all on the same shelf. Not organized at all. Number 9, do you plan to read all the books that you own?
Oh! Do you plan to read all of the books that you own? I mean, I want to say yes, but there are books that like I buy that I haven't read that physical copy, but I've read the book. And then there's a couple classics that I collect, and maybe I'll read them. Yes and no. What did you say 5 years ago?
No. I definitely have books that I got at one point and planned to read, and now they just sit there, and I probably am not going to read them. Like, there's some of my, I don't know, there's some of my favorite authors that I have a lot of their books. I have a lot of Stephen King and Anne Rice and V.C. Andrews. And
Anne Rice? Some of my favorite authors, Stephen King and Anne Rice. Who are you? That's not real.
And I've read I bought like a whole series at a time, and I've read maybe the first couple books, and then the books start to not get as good, and then I don't finish the series.
Okay, this girl's so on brand. She wasn't finishing series even in 2014.
Number 10, what do you do with books you own that you feel like you will never read or felt you did not enjoy? Clearly, I just keep them on my shelf collecting dust. I do get rid of quite a few books. I'll take them to the book bin, which when you bring in books, you get credit to buy books from their store.
I don't sell books anymore. If I get rid of books, it's to donate.
Or I will give them away. We donate tons of books. We go through Liam's books and my books every, besides the Christmas purge we do, there's probably once or twice in the rest of the year that we gather up books that we've read and we want to get rid of, and we usually donate those ones. Number 11, have you ever donated books? I clearly should have read these questions first. Yes,
probably.
We donate books. 12, have you ever been on a book buying ban?
No.
In high school, for sure, I spent all of my money on books. Anytime I got a book, I would buy more books. And I definitely had to limit myself then. I don't really put myself in a book buying ban because I don't buy a lot of books. Clearly. I don't buy expensive or new books, so I don't really need to limit myself. Yeah, it depends if I'm in the mood to read. There's some months where I just don't really want to read, and there's some months where I could buy the entire bookstore. So I definitely have to talk myself down sometimes for that. 13, do you feel like you buy too many books?
Probably. Do I accumulate too many books? No, because it's part of my job now. It would be like a beauty guru who receives makeup and buys makeup, and it's I don't know, it's part of your business. It's fine.
No, I buy a healthy amount. I have too many books,
if that's a possible thing. You have too many books? You have too many books. Okay. But I'm not currently spending too much on books. All right, and that's the end of the video. I take anybody who is a book nerd. Great. I mean, it's some things surprising, some things not surprising. I want to find the comment that introduced me to Booktube. A girl named Beck Diggity said, you really need to look up Booktube. There are way too many book tags to go into here. It would be awesome if you made a Booktube channel though. Oh, shout out to you for realsies. Oh, and all the other comments are just people asking where I got those shelves, and I built them myself. Wow, okay, so that was my first ever book video. Okay, I didn't film an outro because I started reacting to other videos and then my camera died, and then I was debating if I even wanted to post this. So that's the video. I feel like it's long enough. If you'd still like to see like a part 2 reacting to those 3 bookish videos, I don't know if it would be interesting or not, but that's it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I don't know. Bye. Love you. As a friend.